Call meeting to order. Worthington City Council regular meeting, 5:30 p.m. Monday, February 24th, 2025, City Hall Council Chambers. We got everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. We have no additions or changes to the.
Move to close the agenda.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Public hearing on residential property tax abatement, community development, case item 1. Get a motion to open the hearing.
Open the public hearing.
Second.
Okay, a motion and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's open.
All right, Mayor, Council, this is a public hearing on a residential property tax abatement request. Exhibit 1A is a copy of a residential property tax abatement program application submitted by Marco Ramos. The applicant is seeking approval of tax abatement for the construction of a two-family home on Cicely Street. And this is actually not on the new addition to Cicely Street. This is on the large empty lot more towards the east end, towards the apartments. They are planning, it'll eventually be 3 duplexes and then a single-family home on the lot. Staff has reviewed the application and concluded that it meets all the parameters of the program guidelines and is recommending approval of the application. Should Council concur with staff's recommendation, it may do so by adopting the resolution in Exhibit 1B. Council action is requested.
Okay.
Can you say that one more time? They're gonna build on the east lot, the one closest to the old houses.
Yep.
They're gonna build what?
The plan is eventually 3 duplexes and then a single family home. So at some point,
Big of a lot.
it is, yep.
Okay.
At some point, you'll probably see a platting application to eventually split those. These, as far as I'm aware, are going to be just market rate rentals for now. So they probably won't actually subdivide it all until they get down to that single family home. So.
Okay. Any other testimonies? Okay. Motion to close the hearing.
So move.
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Motion is carried. Action on the hearing.
I would move to approve as presented.
As presented. Okay. Okay. Okay, we have one motion. Need a second?
Second.
Second. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's been carried. Okay, on to consent agendas. We've got regular city council meeting minutes of February 10th, 2025. Boards and commissions, Prairie Justice Center Operations Committee meeting minutes of February 12th, 2025. Heron Lake Watershed District meeting minutes of January 15th, 2025. Application for exemption from lawful gambling, United Way of Nobles County. Application for temporary on-sale liquor license of our medical group, Worthington, and bills payable.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
All right, moving on to administration. Tonight is the third reading of the proposed ordinance for the cannabis ordinance. This is the time and date for the third reading. A complete copy of the ordinance was in the January 27th, 2025 council agenda. Council action is requested to give a third reading and subsequently adopt the proposed ordinance.
Can you give us a brief summary?
Let-
Just brief. Just a reminder for everybody listening.
Yeah, so this ordinance that's up for a third reading here, this allows for licensing and different regulations and enforcement procedures pertaining to cannabis businesses in the city. It also prohibits cannabis use in public spaces, sidewalks, parks, things like that.
Sets the hours of business.
Yeah, sets the hours of business as well. That's pretty much everything it covers. It's largely based around the licensing and regulations surrounding cannabis businesses.
Yeah, thank you.
We've had no further public input or anything?
No.
Move third reading.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. On with engineering.
Evening, everybody. My first item is to approve plans for Centennial Trail reconstruction and authorize advertisement for bids. City staff has prepared plans and specifications for Centennial Trail reconstruction project. This project was scheduled to be reconstructed in 2025 capital improvement plan. Staff requests council approving the plan and specifications and authorize an advertisement for bid to be received on March 19, 2025, 2 p.m. and consider for award at the March 24, 2025 council meeting.
This runs from, the reconstruction goes from the Beach Nook up to Cynthia Avenue.
Correct.
Concrete.
Concrete.
Thank you.
Does
There's-
it include Centennial as far as the beach nook from there? Or
Yeah, I think from the.
Oh, it's from the 10th Avenue north of the Centennial, because that area is already constructed and it's in concrete condition already.
Okay.
So we're excluding that part north of 10th Avenue to Cynthia.
So starting by the softball fields,
Correct.
skate park.
Yep. Well, a lot more south than that, but yeah.
I think it's great. Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Second one is for East 9th Avenue. City staff has prepared plans and specifications for East 9th Avenue full reconstruction project. This project was presented and approved at January 13th, 2025 improvement hearing. Staff recommends that the council pass the resolution shown in Exhibit 1 approving the plan and specification and authorize and advertise for bid to be received on Wednesday, March 19th, 2025, 2:30 p.m. and consider for award at the March 24, 2025 council meeting.
Anyone? Questions?
Move to approve.
Okay. I have a motion and seconded. Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Third one is for Murray Avenue. City staff has prepared plans and specifications for Murray Avenue Street Reconstruction Project. This project was presented and approved at the February 10th, 2025 improvement hearing. Staff recommends that council pass the resolution shown in Exhibit 2 approving the plan and specification and authorize an advertisement for bid to be received on Thursday, March 20th, 2025, 2 p.m. and consider for award at the March 24, 2025 City Council meeting.
Chris.
No, go ahead, sir.
I have a question about, I see the resolution only lists bituminous surfacing. What's included in the advertisement for this?
Oh, we are advertising for bid, including concrete and bituminous. We prepared the form, including both options. I'll update the resolution to include both to consider.
Thank you.
Steve.
We did sewer and water. Was it in 2024?
Last year we only did the water.
Just the
main.
water?
Yep. This year we're including the sewer services.
I'm sorry.
Sewer services.
Okay.
Was this going to be a 2-year project?
This is just 1 year project.
Okay.
Yep.
Move to approve.
Okay.
I'll second.
Have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Fourth one is 6th Avenue. City staff prepared plans and specifications for 6th Avenue street reconstruction. The project was presented and approved at the February 10th, 2025 improvement hearing. Staff recommends that council pass the resolution shown in Exhibit 3 approving the plan and specifications and authorize an advertisement for bid to received on Thursday, March 20th, 2025 at 2:30 p.m. and consider for award at the March 24, 2025 City Council meeting. And this one is a 2-year project. This year we're only doing the utilities. Next year we're coming back with both options, bidding again, deciding bituminous or concrete.
And that's included in the advertisement for bid?
That's not included.
Included yet, okay.
This is only for utility. Yep.
Thank you.
And this extends from 11th to 14th.
Correct.
I was going to say too, I kind of back up a little bit as far as even the project on Murray or these here, as far as sidewalk replacement, they just replace the sidewalks that are there. Like there might be some places on Murray that don't have sidewalks in front of their house.
For Murray, we're planning on replacing entire sidewalk and extending towards a little bit more further east to include the last couple houses, and they will start having the sidewalk in front of their house. And 6th Avenue, they already have all the sidewalk on both sides, but we are replacing all of it
Okay,
as well.
and that's a shared expense.
Mhm.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, interdevelopment.
All right, thank you, Mayor. So this is a first reading of the cannabis zoning ordinance. This ordinance really focuses more so on where cannabis businesses can be located in the city, whereas the ordinance you just approved a third reading of focuses more on the regulations for those businesses specifically. Exhibit 2A is a proposed ordinance amending City Code Chapter 155 and then multiple appendices to establish zoning regulations for cannabis land uses and buffer requirements. This proposed ordinance would establish that all cannabis businesses in any zoning district would require a conditional use permit. And then it also limits manufacturing type uses to industrial districts, retail uses to commercial districts, and prohibits cannabis businesses entirely in residential districts. It also establishes a 200-foot buffer from schools and attractions within public parks regularly used by minors, including playgrounds and athletic fields. And if you recall, that was a discussion that we held with City Council prior to creating this ordinance. At its February 4th meeting, the City Planning Commission held a public hearing and voted unanimously to recommend approval of the proposed text amendment. And the city attorney has also reviewed the proposed ordinance, and any suggested edits have been made. Council is asked to approve a first reading of the ordinance shown in Exhibit 2A and approve the summary ordinance for publication in 2B. And then I do want to note there's one minor change here in this ordinance since it went to Planning Commission. And that is under the Appendix E and then Appendix F. If you follow down to cannabis retail, you'll see that's proposed as being permitted by conditional use in the B2 district, which is our downtown zoning district. In preparing these items, it was found that this was left off of the ordinance when it went to Planning Commission, despite it have been discussed by Planning Commission, at which point they had favored allowing that in the B2 district. It just wasn't caught at the time of public hearing for this. But they do just make a recommendation, so you can approve it as shown if you so choose.
Okay. Any questions for Matt? We have a motion?
Can you remind us what the buffer area is? For this, it says 200. What's the buffer area for like a bar, like alcohol type business?
We don't have buffers for bars or alcohol sales or anything like that. And this buffer is a lesser one than we were allowed under state law. We could have gone more restrictive. Although we did hold a discussion about that and decided this made sense within the context of where some schools and different parks are located relative to our commercial areas.
Sure. Was a reference to like primarily to like the Oxford Street business area.
Yep. Yeah. Specifically, the biggest area we looked at was around the high school and Trojan Field, and kind of figuring if we went the maximum allowed under state law, that you're prohibiting potential businesses on a huge stretch of Oxford Street, which is kind of a primary commercial corridor for us here. So we didn't want to really kind of boot out businesses from all those areas, although pretty much anything kind of directly north of the high school and Trojan Field would not be allowed. So we didn't really want to cross onto kind of the north side of Oxford Street there. We felt that was enough of a buffer.
Okay, we have a motion for the first reading.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Motion and second.
Second.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, down to committee reports. I've made initial contact with Christina anyways. Moving forward to April 25th, we're going to be hosting a Minnesota Mayors Association meeting in town here. So we're kind of giving a presentation of video that's out there with a little bit of a narrative anyways, and possibly 30, 40 mayors, and possibilities of staying overnight, and a tour on Saturday of some is kind of in the plans anyways. So it's in its early stages anyways, but kind of give you a heads up on that. But that's all I have.
I don't have anything.
No report.
No report.
Dennis? Chris?
This last weekend attended the League of Minnesota's put on a leadership conference in Quebec. Was very well attended for both the advanced or the kind of like the returning mayors and council members, and then they had a great group for their foundational, which is kind of their first newly elected individuals from across the state. Anyway, well, very, very well attended, and great sessions with perfect speakers.
Great. Thank you. Steve?
The school board had requested that a collaborative committee be put together to discuss recreational and athletic facilities in the city, so that there is working together and collaboration on those. We're having our first meeting on Thursday afternoon to begin those discussions. So I'll be reporting back on where we progress with those meetings. If you recall, I'm going to jog your memory a bit. When we did some renovation work at the Center for Active Living at the Cal, we had as an alternate bid converting one of the racquetball courts into a meeting space. Those bids came in above our estimate, our budget, so we rejected those bids. We now are ready to go out and re-quote them, so we're going to be doing that here likely this week now. We finally have revised plans, and it's the space has been completed as a full racquetball court. So we have 2 full racquetball courts. We're going to take one of those courts, and the plan is to renovate it into a meeting space. So we'll be putting that out to bid. It'll probably be about a month before we have those quotes back in that we'll present back to City Council. And next Wednesday, March 5th, new website goes live at 10 a.m. So we are almost ready to launch it. We have a few more hours of some tweaking on it, but we've got a date and a time ready. So that's what I have to report.
All right.
Just a refresher, we had to, for insurance purposes, with the racquetball court.
The renovation, which resulted from roof damage or roof leakage damage, that was all covered under insurance. This added work where we're considering converting one of the courts into a meeting space would not be covered under insurance. We would be paying that.
Would be new.
What type of meeting? Like a large meeting space, a smaller? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's not overly large. It's the size of a racquetball court. We are taking out about 6 feet on one end of it as a storage space. It's a nice size meeting room, probably not quite as not unsimilar to the size of this
Close, yeah.
this of our council room here, and it. We'll have it powered for lighting, technology. We'll have it set up so a smart board can be added. We'll drop a ceiling in, and then acoustical panels on the wall to help mitigate the sound, the echo. The floor will stay as the finished racquetball court type floor, and we have to cut a larger door in to accommodate the needed space there. But we'll get those quotes back, and then we'll see where they come in and make a decision.
Keep the
at that.
vaulted ceiling then and just
The-
put a wall down the center
Yeah.
type deal, or?
The ceiling and infrastructure for the ceiling are all in place. We will put a suspended ceiling in and lower the set of lighting and HVAC ductwork to accommodate the lower ceiling. So in the future, though, it could convert back to a racquetball court if that demand ever comes in. So.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. Anybody else have anything?
Anything else? Move to adjourn.
I have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion adjourned.